consciousness of the animal cell. It is the cell that retains the programming of your lockdown. It keeps repeating itself. In the DNA, it keeps repeating itself. There are redundancies in the DNA. These redundancies are part of the lockdown that keep you trapped in the present form. Understand what I've just said here. The periodic table represents man's ascension to specific levels within the confines of a particular paradigm. So you're in a box, which we'll see later, and you're raising yourself to specific levels, but you have not yet transcended the threshold of the box. But you're seeing all that the box contains. Iridium, hydrogen, all of these things. You're in the box, and you're taking an inventory of what the box contains. And you're making it part of the elemental table. Until you become the elements. Instead of forming them into all these little toys. To accentuate your physical weakness. To not develop the part of you that doesn't need a damn smartphone to communicate around the world. Just your mind. The more technology you use, the dumber you motherfuckers get. Smartphone. Dumbasses. The idea is that they are wanting you to continue the weakness of needing that technology. They want you to be subservient to the God they are creating, which is a technological God. That's their transcendence. That's their vehicle to get out of third density lockdown. You got it in you. The key is in you, in your melanin. You have the ability to contact and interface directly with the dark energy envelope that surrounds all universes. That is the coding mechanism for the program of ascension that you are being prevented from tapping into with your smartphones. They tell you about dark energy and dark matter. Dark energy is the quantum consciousness of a specific program that has condensed in order for you to go to school in there and to pick up information about ascension that is locked in the codes of your DNA. The human cell, the animal cell, is a time-bound instrument of material consciousness and the foundation of our vehicular perception. It is the bridging mechanism between dimensional densities or the mental shells of material perception. Time equals the element of being. They have fire, air, water, earth, but time is the mother of all those elements. The element time provides the foundational material substances of life to all created things. Time coalesces space into cubic templates of intention. Say that again. Time coalesces space into cubic templates of intention to provide the medium for the elemental expression of the universal mind. In fact, time is divine intention. The intention to be creates time. And again, you got to get it out of your mind what time is based upon all of the different things that they've been giving you about time. Time travel, space travel, time. He's a time traveler. No, he's not. He's just messing around by sticking his wiring into here and jumping from one part of the box to the next. Never out of the box. You ever seen one of those? Right, but guess what? When it pops out, is it not still a part of the box? In fact, time is divine intention. Time initially encodes itself in matter as the unit hydrogen, the mother monad of existence. There is no other element except hydrogen. And Dr. Oyevo showed you that. Let's give it up for Dr. Oyevo. There is no other element but hydrogen. Hydrogen is the element of God. That is the creator coming down. That is the nativity. That is the baby. The so-called baby Jesus that became the baby Buddha, the baby Heru and all of that. Hydrogen is that. Life equals isness, timelessness, spacelessness, self-existent being. Living equals time, space, light, sound, air, fire, water, earth, becoming, transition, quote-unquote death. Delusive or pseudo-death equals recycling, reconfiguring, reconstituting and replaying the present paradigm structures. True death, dimensional transcendence. True death. So Myra, we know you there somewhere. You here. Dr. Padu, all our ancestors, they're here. Because you here. Okay? And we're celebrating here. There's thousands of them here. Just coming to be with us at this time, to share with us. This is for my brother, one of the heir apparents to the science, Brother A.A. Rashid. Is he in the house? Give it up for him. I just want to show him a little something here where he gets the Hebrew letters, and you look at all of them and check out the DNA. I'm just going to give you that for now. Look into the letters of the Hebrew alphabet and the genetics. Now remember I said that there's no 12-strand DNA. That's that European trying to trick you again. Right now, we have 22 strands of DNA in the original man. Okay? That's right after the fall. He fell with 22. And they all represented a specific star cluster configuration that these Hebrew letters were drawn from. The Hebrew letters you see right there are based on star configurations that you can see in the night. 22 of them, which keep us in a specific lock. And our DNA are matched to them, to these resonant, and when you begin to decode it, I'm giving you a homework for all the people who's into astrology. Know that these 22 letters, you can get a book by Colson Tonbo. It's called, where are you? Celestial Correspondences. If you go into Celestial Correspondences, you will see that there are star configurations that connect with that. This now, I'm giving you, this has the DNA templates up to the 22. It'll show you that they all match together. Again, that's your science. It didn't belong to any Ashkenazi or any Khazarian that came out of the hills or the caves of Europe. Okay, let's go to the place where we need to go. And that is, we're going to talk about the anatomy of our DNA, space-time, light code, dimensional lockdown through the adverse geometries of light and sound. Now, light and sound itself is what's keeping you in this paradigm. That's why all of the technology around you has you vibrating on a specific level. It's vibrating against you. It's counter vibrations against you. You are a living, breathing, sentient entity, and naturally you transcend. You cannot stay one place. Life is about movement. Life is about transcension. Life is about going from one stage of a vibration to the next stage. That's who you are. That's what you inherit. But you have not been able to do that because people have been playing with different light and sound frequencies that's disrupting that particular message that comes in from the star configurations that beam the messages to your chromosomes. And the information is being circumvented by all these light and sound shows that they got you going. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this is your reality. You are cubed. Now I'm going to show you something as we go along. Know that the cube, those who know about the cube, are keeping you in cube-based consciousness because all things that are alive come into existence within a cubic or cubal energy framework. Most people don't know that. You are pretty much walking cubes. Even your religious artifacts have essentially been based on the cube. When you pray, you essentially are praying to a damn cube. That has been the secret of your Jesus. The symbol of the man on the cross was an ancient Kemetic symbol that the initiate achieved or received after he was put into the death state and shown his physical body as opposed to his light body. When he came back into his physical body and was reborn, after he was reborn, he then wore the symbol of the man on the cross as a sign of his initiation. The man on the cross represented the spirit of man that dies on the three-dimensional cross of matter. That's all it means. But you think it means that God just carried a cross for you and was whipped for you. If I don't know the man, I don't care. I don't know the man. He says that's why you have to come to know Jesus. You have to have a personal relationship with Jesus. How are you going to have a personal relationship with Jesus? How do you do that? You have to read their Bible. Not the one you wrote, but their Bible. You have to come to Jesus. You have to cross the threshold and be baptized. You're already baptized. You came out of water. That's the secret of Osar. The secret of Osar being killed by his brother. There's another story about Osar being killed. He was drowned. Most people don't know about that story. But that's the drowning of Osar. Osar was drowned because the spirit took on the flesh form in the womb, in water. And you in the body, you dead. You're water, but you have a film around you that's dead. It's less conscious. Your blood's more conscious than you, because it knows how to heal you. We are really dumb when that comes to that. We really look to the church then. That's the church of medicine, of course. We believe that they can heal you. And then them fools who go over there and get their heads smacked on the top, fall back, they heal themselves, actually. Because they actually believe that they got healed. If you believe you got healed, you got healed. But they don't know that that's right. Matter follows mind. Okay? But your body is intelligence. It is wrapped, thank Creator that your body is intelligence. Your cell is intelligent. One cell is more intelligent than all the doctors multiplied from a 200-year history that they had. One cell is more intelligent than all of them. Because it don't need to be taught nothing. It knows exactly what it needs to do. And you don't give it a chance because I'm suffering. I haven't got time for the pain. Doctor, what can you do for me? Take this. I feel better. A year later, I feel worse. Because you do not trust that suffering is the lesson learned. That correct suffering is true healing. You need to ameliorate suffering. Now, there's certain times, as a doctor of naturopathic medicine, you have to ameliorate suffering because suffering takes energy. But it depends on how long you're suffering and how you're suffering. Are you suffering towards an end, or are you just suffering because you're ignorant and you don't know how to get out of it? But as a naturopath, as a hygienic naturopath, as one who do not deal with drugs, herbs or otherwise, only in certain times when I need a boost, like when I use the brothers, what's his name, Brother Taufik's, you know, I'm up here now getting ready to do a dance, but I'm going to have to go to sleep when we finish with this. The thing is that anything that stimulates enervates. Let me say that again, family. Anything that stimulates enervates. So you have to continuously put things that the body will always need, and that is it will always need enzymic, pure food. And the purest enzymic food you could ever get is fruits and vegetables. Fruits first, vegetables second. Because vegetables are artificially made. Remember all those people reading their Bibles, you were eating from the fruits of the trees. The herbs on the ground were for the animals and the birds, not for you. It only happened after the fall that you began to eat like the animals and the birds.
Say that again.
Come again. Come again. Come again.
I don't think y'all heard me.
Come again.
How many of y'all into the Bible over there in Genesis? Okay, go read it again. You had your instructions. They told you what the deal was. Thing is, we stoop to inventions. We're so smart. We just know it. But that's the reason why you developed an intestine. Because we got dumb after the fall. And nature always provides towards life. Nature never takes life. In fact, diseases never take life. Disease is there to contain and sustain life. Disease contains the condition. It stops you from doing stupid things, if you're paying attention. Disease is another vibration of health. It's just we don't recognize it as such. We think it's something different from health. But disease is an harmonic of health. And if you're getting a disease, it's the body's effort to show you that it's time for extra work to be done to bring myself back into balance, into ma'at. So, disease is a necessary component to sustain life, not to take life. So there's no such thing as cancer killing you. That is the biggest bullshit out there. Because we help people to reverse cancer conditions all the time. They do it. Cancer is the containment of a specific condition. Cancer, secret, is yeast infection. Oh, you didn't know that cancer was radical yeast. Oh, okay. What are some of the conditions of cancer? What does cancer feed on? Sugar. What is yeast? See, there are different radical forms of yeast infection, but to make more money, they separated the yeast infection part at its terminal state, what it does at that stage, from the yeast infection states, from all the different things that you've been taking pills to circumvent. It now becomes the yeast that you never got rid of in the form of cancer. And even when you have tumors in your breast, sisters, that's the body containing it. And the very smart doctor goes in and starts digging and picking at it. And of course, releases it back into the system. And oh, it's spreading, it's metastasizing, it's this. Yes, dumbass. Understand that you cannot die from disease. The Creator did not create you that way. Disease does not kill. There is no such thing as a living virus. You cannot assign a living component, a living personality to a viral entity because a virus is dead. Anything that is inert cannot cause. It can only be an effect. A virus is an effect, not a cause. A virus is an indicator, not a creator. So if you have an indication of something in your body and they're taking apart these little viral pieces, they're looking at the part. Just to say, I stick a piece of dynamite up George Bush's ass, and I stick one up his father's ass, George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., boom! The pieces of George Bush Jr. will look different from the pieces of George Bush Sr. But they will tell you that, oh, this is George Bush Sr. virus, look out. And it has another component that's almost like it, but it's over here. That's how they're playing with your mind. The virus took the place of the bacteria. Because now you know a living thing can be always killed. But how do you kill a dead thing? And especially something you can't see, except with an electron microscope. And of course I have one in my living room. Very quickly, the human human brain, mind, is a sounding board through which the spirit experiences the threshold densities of its individuated being. Humans are cube-based entities comprised of time, space, light, and sound, and the foundational elements, fire, air, water, and earth, where geometry as a number is reinforced mathematically with exponents representing a number's dimension. For example, any number to the power of 0 is 1. 0 being symbolically the womb of matter. Listen to that. 0 being the womb of matter. After that, matter. 1 through 9. Any number is the first power of is itself. Any number to the first power is itself, expressed one-dimensionally. Any number to the second power is expressed as a plane, two-dimensionally. Any number to the third power is expressed as a three-dimensional form. In Buddhism, time is represented as a necklace of cubical beads, or mala, representing tangible moments or events. To be absorbed by its succession of limited frames is an illusion, or maya. It is the thread, or the inner thread, that connects them, the unimaginable continuum, that is the real thing, the achievement of true death. In other words, and I'm almost done with this first half, every geometric figure is an illusory thread in the fabric of matter. Let me say that again. I took that from my book. Every geometric figure is an illusory thread in the fabric of matter. All geometric figures contain the keys to solving the mysteries of the intent that created them, which is why the parasitic elite keep the essential secrets of sacred geometry at the elementary school level, or create elaborate, confusing abstracts that lead to continued conjecture that leads nowhere. For example, we were made to believe since kindergarten that the sun is only a big gaseous ball of fire, or that our Earth actually orbits the sun. If the latter were truly the case, why did NASA launch a probe to take pictures of the other side of our sun? Listen, if we circle the sun, why were they necessary to send something, a probe, to look on the other side? Aren't we already going to get to that other side? No. Fact is, family, like all of the stars in creation, our sun is actually a cube, while our Earth resonates as an icosahedron. Even more shocking to the pundits of orthodox science will be the revelation one day that our Earth ship is actually being dragged behind the sun. Yeah, we get deep in the universe.
Bring it back.
The reason for this is the weight of your planet cannot circumvent the weight density of the sun. Therefore, it does not have the trajectory power to circle the sun. How is it being kept from actually going into the sun? If its size is as is said, it cannot circumvent that close to the sun. What is happening, family, is that in the wake of the trajectory of the sun, which is traveling at some speeds of 43,000 miles per minute, we are now in our orbit performing an elliptical 8 behind it as we are being dragged in its wake. That's why this symbol is so holy. To the ancestors, this is the Taurus. And the seasons are based on where you are on the Taurus at any given time as you are being dragged through the time continuum. Something for you to think about. Thus, all matter is the interplay of geometric illusions. All particles in the universe have smaller particles within them that are capable of intelligent choice. Spinning, triangular, cubic, and icosahedral envelope energies, etc., mask the intelligent particle from harm and human scrutiny. Every particle in the universe once obtained its material spin signature from the bending and coalescing of time, space, light, sound, and the four elements, becomes accustomed to its individuated existence, and thus conscious of its vulnerability in the realms of temporality, where it develops a sense of self-preservation, which in turn degenerates within the realms of matter to a fully blown developmental fear of its own death, and yearns for immortality in the realms of this geometric illusion.